Hello, thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Sarah Barney and I am Employee Support Manager, and taking us through today's webinar is Sabrina Joseph, who is Employee Support Supervisor. Today's webinar will be all about an introduction to working with Giant. So it essentially will touch upon all the things that you'll need to know whilst you're working with us. It goes over a lot of the frequently asked questions that we get. So this should help you with a lot of questions that you might have. We do have a Q&A section at the end of the webinar. So we do ask that you wait until then to ask any questions. And lastly, we do have a survey that is sent out. You'll receive a recording of this webinar along with the survey tomorrow. We would greatly appreciate if you could complete that survey. Any comments or any feedback will be greatly appreciated. So yeah, I'll pass on to Sabrina. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining this webinar. Just bear with me. Okay, so here's an overview of what we'll be going through today. So we'll be looking at how you log into your portal, when you'll be paid, where you can find your payslip and how to understand it, how your tax code is determined, if you think your tax code is wrong and what to do, how you claim for sick pay, what your holiday entitlement is, and how you enter it on the portal, what Nest pension is, and how to opt out of Nest pension. So you will need to enter your username and password to get onto the portal, just where the arrows are. Once you've done that, then you'll be asked to complete the two-factor authentication. We do use this to increase the security and safety of your data. And just selecting Remember Me, just at the bottom, you will be able to ensure you don't need to keep going through this process within the same day. So when you'll be paid, so each week AMS send Giant your timesheet information, and it's on a data exchange file known as a DX file. This will be sent on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and that's just depending on your payment terms. Giant process payroll the same day the files are received, and that's by backs. So this means if we haven't sent your payroll on a Wednesday, you'll get it on Friday. And if we have sent your payroll on a Thursday, you'll get this on a Monday. So it's important you're quite clear on the payment terms you have. So why you might not have received funds, there are various reasons, and some of the reasons below. So your timesheet may not have been approved by your line manager on time. And to avoid this, you may want to check in with your line manager just before the deadline, just to make sure this has been done promptly. Check in your payment terms to ensure you are actually due a payment. So you can check your terms with Giant or AMS once you've set up with us. Your timesheet information not being included on the data exchange file that we get from AMS. So you might not have sight of this, as we only get to see the file. But once you call in to query that you're missing a payment, this is what we would investigate, and then we can find out from AMS when we're next due to receive it. If you have any outstanding assignments on your portal, you'll see red writing on the portal letting you know there's something to accept. Until it's been accepted, payroll won't actually go through. And it's the same for anything to do with entering your P45 or filling out your new starter declaration. If your bank details are incorrect as well, it could be like a typo in your sort code or account number. It's really good to just double check these things over to avoid missing your payment. So payslips are available on your portal 24/7. They're displayed in the order that you're getting payments, and you can download them, you can print them. Just on this slide here, you can see what it actually looks like. So you can see it displays all of your personal details, so like your address, your tax number. In the middle of the payslip, you can see it will show the units you've worked, the rates you've worked at, anything like NI and tax being deducted, And then where it says total net pay, that's what goes into your bank account. The bottom of the pay slip is just a payroll analysis of what you've got this period and what you've had year to date. So tax codes are determined and it's provided by HMRC at the start of each tax year. They can be updated where HMRC see fit, and it just depends on income, if you have multiple incomes or your year-to-date earnings. If you start your assignment with us, it is important that we do get your P45, or if that's not available, you can fill out the new starter declaration, because it just makes sure that we're deducting like the correct amount of tax and it doesn't cause any sort of complications. The standard tax code for this year is still 1257L. So some of you guys might be on this tax code. And that means that the tax-free allowance monthly is 1,048 and weekly 242. If there needs to be a change with your tax code, HMRC can only do that by sending a P6, letting us know that your tax code needs to change. So it's all done by the database. We don't take like word of mouth. We have to receive that notification from them. And your tax is calculated when it was paid, not when the work was completed. If you do believe that your tax code is wrong, so you've had a few payments and you're still thinking that this is not right, we would ask if you can contact HMRC. You can call them. If not, what I would personally recommend is you clicking this link, just the last bullet point, and logging in, because you may be able to see on this website why your tax code may have changed, rather than waiting for ages on hold. If after you've tried the website, then I would say maybe give HMRC a call. So claiming for sick pay, you may have the ability to claim for this through Giant if you've been off work for more than 3 days. All you'll need to do is complete the SC2 form, and then you just return it to Giant via your feedback function on the portal. You can get a copy from this link here. If you are sick for more than 7 days, then you can get a fit note or like a medical certificate from a GP or doctor or nurse. And this is actually required in order to be eligible for SSP. One of the regular questions that we get on this is about the first 3 days. Now, the first 3 days are classed as waiting days and will not be paid as per the government guidelines, unless we see like it's more than 4 days, we can process it via your medical notes. But the first 3 days are waiting days and they won't be paid under SSP. So with holiday entitlement, it is your agency who advises us of your annual leave entitlement for your assignment. So the minimum is 28 days. And as you can see from this table, it could be any of these days that get assigned to your assignment. And we'll just follow that instruction from, AMS. You can view your holiday balance on each payslip on the portal. The holiday year does run from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. For health and well-being, it's really important to take, annual leave. If you are unable to take the remainder of your holiday by the 31st of December, you will get that holiday put into your next year's holiday pot. So it will carry over into the next year's holiday pot, and you can use it within that year. So you can self-serve holiday pay requests on the portal, which means you can enter it yourself, basically. If you go to your data and then request holiday pay, it will bring you to the holiday pay page. Step 1, you want to select the correct assignment on the drop down. So make sure you've got the right assignment that relates to the holiday you're taking off. Then you want to make sure the correct weekending date is being booked. You want to enter the hours in each box that you will be taking. If it's 1 day or the whole week, just make sure the hours are populating correct. Once you have seen everything populate in the boxes and you're happy with it, please just save it and submit your holiday request. It probably will ask you to enter your line manager's name on the next page after this, and that's just for admin purposes. So with a pension, you are automatically enrolled after 90 days from your first pay. And as long as you meet the following criteria, so that you're continued to be engaged with Giant as of the enrolment date, you're earning over 192 per week, you're aged over 22 and over, and you're under the state pension age. After you have been enrolled, the total contributions are at 8%. So 5% is by you and 3% is by Giant. If you did want to opt in early, we would just ask if you could send us a message just to let us know that you wish to opt in early to pension, and we'll be able to speak to the relevant team to get that sorted out for you. Opting out of Nest now, once you have opted in after the 90 days, or after your first contribution, shortly after this, you will get a welcome pack in the post. I highly recommend you wait for this to arrive for you to opt out. Otherwise, Nest won't be able to locate you on the system. If you opt out within 28 days of receiving the welcome pack, you will be able to get a refund for what's been deducted. If you opt out after 28 days of receiving the welcome pack, you won't necessarily get a refund for what's been deducted, but you can still seize your account completely. So getting in contact with us, you can contact us via the feedback report on your portal. So if you go to your data and feedback report, then add feedback, you can create a subject and then a message, and a response will be given back within 24 hours. However, if you prefer to use our live chat system, we have a current response time of around 14 seconds. So it's a bit more on the go and quicker, but it's totally up to you how you choose to get in touch with us. So just to summarize what we've spoken about today, we have spoken about logging into your portal, when you'll be paid, where your payslip is located on the portal and how to understand it, how your tax code is determined, what to do if you think your tax code is still wrong, claiming for sick pay, your holiday entitlement and how you enter your holiday requests on your portal, the Nest pension scheme, so being opted in, and how to opt out of Nest. So thank you for listening to this webinar. If you have any questions at all, please use the Q&A function of this webinar, and we'll be able to get through as many questions as possible. And lastly, if you could fill out the survey, we'd love to know how we can improve our webinars. Thank you.
We'll just give it a minute to see if anyone has any questions.
Okay, I don't think there would be any questions by the looks of things, which is fine. If you do get any questions about anything, any concerns, queries, just use your feedback portal or the live chat function, and someone will come back to you as soon as possible. Thank you again for attending the webinar. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye-bye.